Sorry about that. We're back. I had a little thing happen, so I kind of had to go away for a little bit and then come back to this. So this will kind of be the next little part of the third episode. So I just wanted to pick up by saying that, you know, when you look at fight scenes and you try to break them down, any fight scene, okay, you're going to end up with people doing what this guy's doing. You're going to have little nitpicky things that you can pick out because there's nothing really there. So let's go to another famous movie scene, shall we? Okay, The Godfather. The original Godfather. I'm not kidding you. Okay? Go watch that again. And there's a scene in there where Sonny Corleone is beating up Carlo, his brother-in-law, okay? Because his brother-in-law has been beating up on his sister, and Sonny's a hothead, so he goes and he tries to, like, beat up on his brother-in-law. And I'm kidding you not, they go down the street about 3 or 4 houses from where they're doing the fight scene, and you can literally see where it's like when he's trying to punch Carlo. Now, normally, if I punch you straight on, and the camera's right behind me, if I punch you straight on, what happens? Well, I don't actually punch you. What I do is I stop probably about, yay far away from your nose. But as I'm coming forward with my fist, okay, when I'm supposed to be punching you, when I jerk my fist stopped, you go, and then you fall over, okay? Now, when the camera's behind, and I'm like, psh, 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 okay? And you're like, it sells the fight. But if I put the camera down, and I'm swinging at you, but I'm completely missing you, from behind, it does look like I'm punching you. But when you put the camera down a ways away from the fight, what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Well, you're going to get exactly what happened in The Godfather, which is you're going to see me completely missing you. So go back and watch the original Godfather and see this. I mean, it is phenomenal how you can see this. It's like you see him completely missing Carlo by, like, I'm not kidding, by actually probably about like that. Okay? Like, it's a good, like, foot at least away from his face. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Every time you watch the movie, you're going to be like, oh, dang, man, that guy totally did that. He totally told me to watch this. And now I see it, and now I can't unsee it. It's, boom, right there, okay? So that's what I'm saying. This guy can never use, number one, he can never use any martial arts fight. Ever. Because they all do this. They all wait. They all stand around in like a big old group, like, all right, come on, ready? Jump in. Oh, next guy jumps in. Okay? Every single fight. Have you ever wondered why? Why don't they all just jump in and just start? Well, because then you're not using martial arts. Now you're just doing a street brawl. Now you're just doing a bunch of people jumping on and getting in a punch wherever they can. That's not a fight. That's just people punch. There's nothing there. So my problem is, okay, with this guy trying to say that, well, what the hell is this guy waiting for? Jump in the fight. Well, again, as I was explaining just before we were so rudely interrupted, that this guy, that these guys have been fighting together for so long. They know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. Okay? And so to use that, as a what the hell is this guy waiting for? He's waiting for his guys to get out of the fucking way. Now let's go back to the part where she kicks him and all three of them go flying backwards. This is a Star Wars movie, correct? I'm just asking this. Is this a Star Wars movie or not? Is it? Oh, it is! Oh, maybe she's using the Force then. Have you ever thought of that? Probably didn't even cross his mind. I think a lot of people in a Star Wars movie would think if you kick one person and 3 people go flying backwards, well, you might have used the Force behind that kick to move all 3 of them away from you. I'm just saying. How do you know? You don't. But this guy doesn't stop this guy from acting like a complete fool and saying, oh, well, you know, she kicks one guy, 3 guys go flying. So, it's a Star Wars movie, isn't it? Now, if this was like any other franchise, okay, and there was no explanation for 3 guys falling backwards when one person does a straight kick, I could probably see where you'd have a legitimate nitpick. You'd be like, oh, wait a minute. I don't understand this. This doesn't make any fucking sense. But no, it's Star Wars. What the hell, man? Alright.
This is my favourite part. He's about to throw his weapon away before charging it. Literally, throw it out of the shop so he can die. Roll the tape. What the fuck?
Okay, so this one here. Now, in fast motion, if you were to look at this in fast motion, okay, what you would see is, let's back this up just a tiny bit to where we were, okay?
See this guy? This is my favourite part. He's about to throw his weapon away before charging it. Literally, throw it out of the shop so he can die. Roll the tape. What the fuck?
Well, and I think if we go, let me see here. Let me look at this one more time.
This is my favourite part. He's about to throw his weapon away before charging it. Literally, throw it out of the shop so he can die. Roll the tape. What the fuck?
Oh, I see what happened. He missed it. He completely fucking missed it. So this guy right here at this point, okay, right on the left side of the tape there, it'll be on my right side, okay, on this side of the frame, okay. When Kylo throws the weapons back with his lightsaber, so you have the 3 guys, right? You had the one guy with the pole arm in the middle, and you had the other 2 locked in combat with Kylo, and then Kylo throws him up like this. When the guy to Kylo's right turns, okay, as the other guy starts to bring his pike weapon down, the other guy hits it away from him, and he loses control of it in the heat of the fight, and then Kylo comes up and stabs him right through the chest, okay? That's what happened. This guy completely missed it. In fact, it took me 2 or 3 times to look at the tape to figure out what was going on with the weapons. It's not a goof, unless you count the fact that this is why a Praetorian will wait before attacking. Because then you get into this. Your friend knocks your weapon away, which causes you to die. Which means this guy's a complete idiot. He doesn't even see it. He's probably done this like 2 or 3 times where he watched the tape and he was like, oh yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, this guy throws his weapon away. No, he doesn't. And if you watch it in fast motion, you'll understand that the guy is literally, he's on Kylo Ren like this, okay? The guy that's literally right here, okay? Right next to me. He's literally right here, okay? I'm just gonna double check and make sure. Yep, he's right there. Okay? Because I have an interactive browser that's up. That's why I'm using it, okay? So he's right here, just right next to me, okay? And he was locked in combat with Kylo like this, and then Kylo shoves them both off, presumably using the Force. Just saying. And they go flying backwards like this, and this guy, he's right here, and he gets thrown backwards like this. And as he's spinning around, okay, because he's spinning around, right here, he's spinning around in a circle, and as he's spinning around, his weapon comes this way, and this guy's coming in like this, and their weapons lock, and the guy falls backwards, and the weapon goes out of his hand. Have you never seen a good, well choreographed fight before? Because this is a lot better than Luke Skywalker doing his 180s in Return of the Jedi. Literally. Luke Skywalker doing 180s like this. Really? You think that's better than this? Now, going back to the beginning of the fight, when that first guy's twirling around. Okay, right as Rey, and she's supposed to duck right as he comes in, and he comes in like a half a second late. Okay? Now, the reason that a lot of people get on that is because you have to remember, these guys do take after take after take of this stuff, okay? And they try to get the best looking take. And that was probably the best looking take in Rian Johnson's eyes, okay? Him and the editor are sitting in the room together, and they're looking at all of these dailies, and they're going, now which one looks the best? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Oh, well, that one looks good, so let's keep that one here. What about this one? No, that one doesn't look very good. Okay, what about this one? Okay, and they go through all of these takes, and they pick like the 2 or 3 that they think are the best, okay? And then out of those 2 or 3, they pick the best looking one out of those 3. The ones that have the least amount of continuity errors, the ones that have the least amount of, errors in terms of choreography and various other things, okay? And then that's what they put into the scene. Now you have to remember, they do a ton of these things from different angles too, okay? So that was the best take that they used for that. And everybody's like, well, it sucks. Okay, then here's my challenge to you. You go make a 2.5-hour movie, or 3-hour film, okay? 2.5 to 3 hours, okay? With this many cast members, okay? And you have to create a fight scene just like this, and you have to sell it 100%. Good luck. You can't do it. It's been tried, okay? There's always going to be errors in movies, especially nowadays, because the way that digital technology is, it's gotten to the point where you can't hide the errors by distance anymore. You can't hide the errors through deceptive editing techniques and different things like that that people used to use on movies, because digital technology has gotten to the point where you are now going to be able to see everything. No matter what it is, you will see it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's not like a glaring error like in The Godfather, where they thought it would be a good idea to stick the camera down the block a little ways, and that was the only angle they had on that particular fight for that scene, for that take, and they were like, oh crap, now we have to use this. People are going to know that, Sonny's literally missing and whiffing, and we're still going to put the Foley editing in there of the punching sounds, and it's just going to look stupid, and we're just going to say, you know what, fuck it, who cares, let's just put it out there, and it became a beloved classic. So, my whole point of this is just that you can't do that. You can't put it together like that and then expect people to say, oh, well, okay, and just be okay with it. No. You're slowing the film down, number 1. You're nitpicking, number 2. And number 3, you don't understand how the fight worked in the first place. Because in your brain, you were thinking, oh, the fight has to work one way. And then it didn't work that way, and you went, well, that didn't work right. But I'm just going to edit it together and just tell them how shit this is. No! It's not. You can't do that, man. It just doesn't work like that. That's not how Star Wars has ever worked, okay? Because if you slow down the Anakin Obi-Wan fight, you're going to notice things like this. You're going to go, well, why is Anakin doing that? Why is Obi-Wan doing that? And why is this happening? Well, it's because fights were never meant to be in slow motion. Now, certain parts might be in slow motion, okay? But see, like, the one guy that's standing there waiting, and then he flips his little thing around and then breaks it off into 2 kukuris, and he's got his little staff, and then he breaks it in half into 2 kukuris, and then he's like, whooshing, and it's like, and then Rey's like, ah, and then she starts running in, and then they start fighting. There's a reason for that. Okay? There's like 8 or 10 of these guys that they're fighting all at once. They don't have a chance to really catch a break. These Praetorian Guard guys, they can back off for a minute. Back in the fight. Duh. Strength in numbers, man. The hell? I don't get this. You're not making any sense. At all. You aren't. The fight makes sense. Everything happens within the context of the characters and the actions that those characters take. Everything makes sense. Except for you. You don't make sense. Okay? Let's finish up this fight real quick, and then I'll kind of finish up this whole thing, and I'm gonna call it good. And I might go back and do another video or two of his, and just kind of say, like, hey, this guy doesn't really get Star Wars. I mean, honestly, he doesn't get Star Wars.
Clive Johnson was sitting there watching this. Amazing. More floor hitting. Whole Kylo doesn't seem to have much control. Here we go.
Okay. He's like, oh, Kylo doesn't have much control. Kylo is not a Sith. He's not even a fucking Jedi. You dumbass. He doesn't have the training that, like, Obi-Wan as a Jedi Padawan had. God, you're a fucking moron. He's also probably tired. It's like the 5th or 6th guy he's been fighting against. You go fight 5 or 6 guys in a row and see if you can pick your hands up and be like, I can guarantee you're going to be tired too, you motherfucker. God, you're just... How stupid are you? Seriously, man. Alright, moving on.
You've all seen it. The disappearing weapon. Why they didn't remove it from the start of the cutscene, who knows? Now he's there. And now it's gone. But that's not it. He has another chance to kill her. And then the move that just... Control. Here we go. You've all seen it. The disappearing weapon. Why they didn't remove it from the start of the cutscene, who knows? Now he's there. And now it's gone. But that's not it. He has another chance to kill her. And then the move that just fucks me off. That arm was pushing against her. As soon as she let go, that weapon should have gone clean through her face.
Okay, so what this guy's trying to say is that, it's like, okay, he's got her, she's up here like this. Because one of the things, I was just looking at that, and she could have used the Force because her hand was behind. I was actually thinking that maybe it was because her weapon disappeared, so maybe she knocked it out of her hand. But I'm thinking more like she used the Force to knock it out of his hand. Similar to Kylo Ren knocking the 2 guys backwards, and in the spin, the guy knocks the weapon away in the previous scene that we just talked about. I'm thinking that's kind of the same thing. She just uses the Force to knock the weapon away. And, maybe he dropped it, I don't know. But the thing is that, in every fight, there's a lot of confusing things. And, this part where he's like, she was holding on to him, and this, this is where it's, she's got his arm like this, and, as soon as he releases, that weapon should have gone right through her head. Maybe she's using the Force to hold it there. Maybe. I don't know. Again, dude, it's Star Wars. The Force can do a lot of things. Okay? I mean, if Kylo Ren could, like, freeze a blaster bolt in midair and stop Poe Dameron in his tracks, stop Rey, like, as she's trying to shoot, he just goes, and she's just like, and she's frozen. Like, why would Rey not be able to hold one guy's arm in place while she dropped down, grabbed the lightsaber, and then swings? Now, one of the things that we read in the last Jedi Visual Dictionary about the Praetorian Guard was that they had magnets that held their armor together, okay? And that's important because of this.
And then, bang. That leg should be gone. What?
Again, depth of cut, dude. Okay, if you look at that cut, there's only about an inch, maybe an inch and a half from the front to the side of the cut. Okay? I mean, this guy's making it seem like she cut completely through, but if you look at the actual cut itself, it's not that big, dude. Again, depth of fucking cut. Have you ever worked with wood before? Ever? I mean, honestly, man. Like, go take apart your drawers in a chest of drawers, okay? And, you know, and when you take apart, take the front panel off and then look at the bottom where you have the bottom comes in to the side panel like this. There's a little thing called a tongue and groove. And there's a reason why they call it tongue and groove. Because there's a little piece of wood that sticks out that goes into a little groove like that. Okay? The groove doesn't go all the way through the wood. It's stuck just inside the wood, just like that. There's just a little bit of a gap that the tongue sits into. Depth of cut. That's not a very deep cut right there. It's not. Right there. It's not that difficult to measure. It's only about an inch and a half. Okay? And if these guys, because of the armor weave that they have, because of the magnets that they have, they're in constant pain. So he probably didn't even notice this. It was just another sharp prick in the pins and needles that is his body and his nerve endings, according to the Star Wars Visual Dictionary, which you've never read in your life, apparently. Okay?
Just nicked again. Like a headshot. What?
Oh, God. Again! You don't have to decapitate someone to kill them. God. This guy is the biggest idiot in the world. He can't understand jack shit.
Why is his head off? What's wrong with just breaking the surface? The nicks, the flesh wounds. It's a strong arm, you say. Just doesn't protect the face. Yep.
Okay. Again, it's said in the Visual Dictionary that if you put a lightsaber straight on into the armor, it would most likely penetrate. Okay? Side glances like blaster bolts, side glances of a lightsaber, it's going to protect. Direct on force, lightsaber thrust will kill you still. Because he apparently didn't think to outfit all of his guys in Freak or in Cortosis or anything like that. So you can blame Snoke for being an idiot, not protecting his guys that well. Okay? But no, we've already established that this right here, this is all within the lore. It is. This guy doesn't want to believe it, but it is. This is all inside the lore. Okay?
People would say, well, you slowed it down. No one will ever notice. Or better still, I'm nitpicking. Lift your standards, people. They spend months working on it.
Okay, they used to. Nowadays, with the way that they've been churning out the Star Wars films, okay, they don't have years. They never even worked years when they did Episode 1. But back then, they would go for 8-9 months of combat training, as I've stated before. This time, they only worked about 2 to 3 months on the fight sequences, and the rest of it was spent filming the movie. Okay? They don't have the months it takes to be able to get to this level. This level. Okay? And they're not supposed to be at that level, you fucking moron. get it through your head. Rey's not a Jedi. Kylo's not a Sith. They're not that good. They're not that smooth. So it's going to look more like a street brawl. What do you want? Huh?
These fights. Look at the training they went through for the prequels. See how many mistakes you can find in those films. How did so many mistakes get past so many people? This isn't a one-take scene. They would have done this over and over and over. Is it the lack of talent, or do they just not care?
Just working out the moves for that.
This bullshit. Just walk up and grab it. The big Ryan Johnson screw you. Literally breaking George's creation. Please make it stop. Not only is the dialogue in this scene atrocious,
I will kill the last Jedi.
the choreography again is terrible. It's backyard Matrix. I can't believe I paid to see this.
Well, so this guy's like, oh, it's backyard Matrix. No. It's Rian Johnson showing you that Kylo Ren doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. You idiot. It goes to show that Luke can literally beat the shit out of Kylo Ren. That doesn't preclude the fact that when Luke was walking away, Rey comes up and smacks him on the back of the head with her staff. Took him by surprise. That, well, you didn't show this part, but as they're fighting, he disarms her. Once again proving that he's the superior man. And then after he disarms her, she pulls up the lightsaber hilt. And Luke's like, oh shit. I don't have a lightsaber to defend myself. He could have probably done the same thing that Kylo did to her earlier. He probably could have just tried to immobilize her with the Force. But remember, he's been cut off for like 10 years. At least. So he just got his Force powers back. He's not going to be able to be like, oh, I'm Jedi Master now. Phoo! Which is why he passed away after Force projecting himself. He wasn't strong enough yet, you fucking moron. God. And no, this isn't a literal fuck you to George Lucas's creation or to the fans. This was showing that Kylo Ren and Rey were in the middle of a battle of wills. It's the same way as in Episode 3. Again, if you've ever seen a Star Wars film, you'd know this. Where Obi-Wan and Anakin are like locked in and they're like hitting each other with the Force and they're like pushing each other back and they like literally like blow each other back across the room. Okay? It's the same thing. The only difference is instead of using Force push, they were using Force pull. And what the fuck are you talking about? Just woke up and grab it. If you put your entire fiber of your being into trying to Force pull something away from someone, okay, you're not about to stop and just grab the thing. No! The other person's gonna get it. Again, just proving how much this guy doesn't know fucking lore. And look, right here in the bottom part of the picture, right next to my head, the Kyber crystal, it's intact. Which means Rey is probably going to ask Force Ghost Luke, can you help me build a new lightsaber? I need to have a lightsaber to beat Kylo Ren. Because he's got one, I need one, so help me. And I would guarantee you that she's either going to use one of the Jedi books that she took from Acto or Luke to build a lightsaber. You fucking moron. So no. No. That isn't what this is. It's this guy doesn't understand jack shit. And to be quite frank, I'm pissed about it because it's like, fuck you. Let's finish this and then I'll wrap it up.
And that's it. The coolest weapon of all time, a Jedi weapon, has now lost all its wonder. Like the Force, it's no longer special. Anyone can now use them. They can split rocks, but not bodies or faces. They can show you visions, but only once, and they don't mean anything. They can start legends, and then get tossed away. It's so confusing.
I'd rather not do this now.
Disney, why did Rey take Luke's lightsaber with...
Oh, gee, I wonder, why would a potential Jedi take a lightsaber? Well, why did Luke take Anakin's lightsaber from Obi-Wan's hut if he was planning on just, you know, giving R2-D2 to Obi-Wan Kenobi and sending him off on the mission himself? Why did he take it? Why didn't he just leave it at Obi-Wan's hut? Why did Anakin build a lightsaber in the first fucking place? Why does any Jedi need a fucking lightsaber then? You see what a can of worms this guy's opening up? He's tried to trivialize something that wasn't trivialized. Okay? Why did Rey take Anakin's lightsaber then? Why indeed? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because, well, she's gonna go face down Kylo Ren and Supreme Leader Snoke. She probably figured she fucking needed it. After Luke got his hand lopped, why the fuck did he even build a second lightsaber? Then, if this is your logic, why did Rey take the lightsaber? Then here's my question to you. 1. Why did Anakin build a lightsaber after Episode 2? I mean, his got chopped in half, you know? Why did he build a second lightsaber? He didn't need it, obviously. Why did Darth Vader build a fucking lightsaber? After he lost his, battling with Obi-Wan on Mustafar. He didn't need it, apparently. Okay? Why did Luke take the lightsaber with him? When he left Obi-Wan's hut, he didn't know his aunt and uncle were being slaughtered by troops at that point. Okay? So why did he take it? Because as soon as he got back to the homestead, his uncle probably would have been like, "Hey, give me that lightsaber." What would he have done? Used it on his uncle? No. He never would have seen it again. So why did he fucking take it in the first fucking place? I mean, his plan was, he was like, I'm gonna take you as far as Anchorhead. You can catch a transport to Mos Eisley or wherever you're going. He was literally going to hand him R2-D2 and take him off to Anchorhead, and he was going to give him a transport. And on the way there, if you read the novel, on the way there, Obi-Wan notices some wisps of smoke in the distance, and they stop off at the ruined sandcrawler, and then that's when he's like, "These are the same Jawas that told us R2 and 3PO." And he's like, "But that would lead them back home," and then he runs off, and he jumps in the land speeder, and he rushes off to his house, and then he discovers that his aunt and uncle are dead. So then he comes back, and he now has no choice but to accompany Obi-Wan. But I ask you, why did he walk out of Obi-Wan's hut with lightsaber in the first place? He didn't need it. You answer that question, you'll have the answer to this. Because it's different. Okay? This is completely different. This is because she knew she was going to try to bring Ben back, and if she was going to try to bring Ben back, she might need it to get off the supremacy. You fucking moron! Again, have you ever seen a Star Wars film? So then if that's the case, then why did Luke build a second lightsaber after he got his hand lopped up by Vader? He obviously didn't need it. Oh wait, yeah he did! God, you are such an idiot! Really? God, it just, it blows my fucking mind. that you can be so goddamn stupid and so ignorant about the simplest things. I mean, you can cut together such a well-crafted story in the beginning and then completely shove it all to the side to say, I don't like The Last Jedi because I think this and I think that and I think they've trivialized everything. Oh, so the fact that, you know, Han picked up the lightsaber and used it to cut open the Tauntaun to save Luke's life. Oh, but we've never seen anyone else outside of that use that. And, I mean, you know, there's the Witches of Dathomir in the Legends EU, okay, that used lightsabers. There have been people that use Aura Singh. Fuck! Aura Singh in the comics. In the Dark Horse comics and now in the Marvel comics, Aura Singh used lightsabers. She ambushed Jedi, took their lightsabers, and was using them. She wasn't even a fucking Force user, you ass! General Grievous. General Grievous had lungs, a heart, and, like, eyes, and a brain, and that's it. Okay? He didn't have enough midichlorians to be able to channel the Force effectively. Yet, he was using lightsabers during a time when there was 10,000 fucking active Jedi. Asajj Ventress. Okay? She basically killed a couple of Jedi, stole their lightsabers, and was using them. She was like Rey. She had fucking no Force abilities whatsoever. She was just like using it in a wild sort of way. She didn't know how to control it. Until Dooku met her and, you know, was using her to try to get to Anakin. Okay? You're a complete moron if you can't see how stupid this video is. If you cannot hear what I'm saying right now about all of these different types of people, then you don't deserve to call yourself a Star Wars fan. Okay? If you can't hear what I'm saying and go, you know, this guy's Robot Head's stupid. His video is idiotic. I can't believe I watched that and went, man, this guy's good. If you can't hear what I'm saying to you right now, and you go, you know, I think he's right. This Robot Head's out of his mind. He doesn't understand the lore. You can't call yourself a Star Wars fan until you start learning. Okay? Go back and do some looking. Okay? Let me show you something. If you want to learn, start right here. Okay? Start right here. The Clone Wars, 2003, I think it was. 2005. Well, whatever. Okay? This is the Clone Wars animated from Genndy Tartakovsky, which is what they based the Clone Wars TV show off of. Okay? This originally was part of Disney canon when they first started. And then they went, we'll just do the original Clone Wars and we'll drop this. And they dropped this one at the last minute. Okay? This was originally, this one in Volume 2, this is Volume 1. Volume 2 was supposed to be the, how they kidnapped Palpatine and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of what they were going for. But then, because they wanted to renew the Clone Wars TV show and they wanted to do a few other things, they just dropped this one from canon, and now it's not considered canon. Okay? But if you want to know about, you know, Asajj Ventress, okay, this is where she appears the first time. Okay? And when you watch this, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Okay? And you'll see Grievous for the first time. Whipping the shit out of Jedi. Literally. Okay, kicking the shit out of Jedi. And if you watch Volume 2, you'll see him outwit 5 Jedi. 5. Okay? Now, This kind of shit pisses me off. Because this guy doesn't understand Star Wars, let alone lightsabers, let alone lore, let alone anything else. He just doesn't get Star Wars in general. Okay? Do not take anything this guy says seriously. He does not know anything. Finishing up.
When she left the island, it's not hers to take. What? Oh, fuck.
Okay, so, I mean, basically, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of close this out, and then I'm going to end this out here. Alright, let me get back over into position here. Alright, so, folks, I hope you hear me, okay? Hear me when I say this. Robot Head is a complete fool. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay? He has no idea what he's doing. When he starts talking about a lot of this stuff, it's like it goes in one ear and out the other on him. Okay? No matter what you try to tell this guy, he's just gonna gloss it over. Okay? Now I'm gonna post this playlist up on his channel, and I seriously hope you people come and you look at this video and you watch this video. Look at what I say. Okay? Go and read some things for yourself. I don't care if you look up this shit on Wikipedia. I don't care if you want to go down like I did to Barnes & Noble and buy the visual dictionaries. I don't care. What I want you to do is start doing some research for yourself so that you understand what the hell is going on. Then go back and watch this film right here. Okay? And as you watch this film, I want you to really watch it. To really just zero in on it. In the context of the lore that is Star Wars. And then I want you to come back, rewatch this video, understand what the hell that guy was talking about. Okay? And just how wrong he was about everything. And then be an apologist for Star Wars, like I am. Okay? Enjoy it. Love it. Live in it. Everything. Okay? That's what I do. Okay? I have the WotC Saga Edition Star Wars RPG, and I love it. Okay? It's a great RPG, and I have a ton of Star Wars miniatures. In fact, I'm actually building, I've actually modified a little figure for Rey. Okay? I'm modifying a little figure for Kylo Ren. I'm modifying a figure, I mean, he's a little human scoundrel figure that looks almost exactly like Finn. He's got the brown jacket and everything. The only difference is his skin is white. So I'm gonna paint him a darker color, okay? So that it's Finn, okay? And then, and I bought a bunch of red-robed guards, and I'm gonna have some scenarios, and I'm gonna throw up on Board Game Geek about Star Wars Episode 7 and Episode 8. I want people to love these films. I want people to live in these films. But if you're going to be one of those people that is like, I don't care what you say, it sucked, fine. Be a purist. I don't give a shit. If you want the Legends EU, then you do what the Trekkies say. There's no Kelvin timeline. It's all just Prime timeline. Fuck the rest of it. That's fine. If you want it to be the Legends EU, then guess what? No one's stopping you, not even Disney. If you don't want to go see another damn Star Wars film in your whole entire life, that's fine with Disney. They don't give a shit. There is enough people like me out there that are out there watching these films and enjoying these films and telling people like you to go shut the fuck up, that they don't care. They're making money on them. They honestly don't care. Okay? So, yeah, no one gives a shit. Because Solo You know, it's so funny. All these people were like, "Oh, we're boycotting Solo. Solo's the worst movie ever." And yeah, it did horrible at the box office, but guess what? It did excellent on Blu-ray. Because all of us people out there were like, "Go see this film, it is so good." And then all of a sudden people started watching it on like Redbox, and then they went out and bought it because they were like, "Wow, this film is so awesome." You can't stop it. Never. Star Wars is here to stay, and there's nothing you can do about it. In fact, in 2007, 2008, George Lucas said, "Fuck y'all. No more Star Wars." He was actually going to make 7, 8, and 9. I'll bet you didn't think about that. Okay? But after Red Tails bombed at the box office because of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, okay, and all of the haters that the prequels had, George Lucas said, "Fuck you. I was going to make it, but now I'm not. You've proven that you don't want to go see my movies, so fuck you." And we didn't get another Star Wars film until 10 years later when he sold it to Disney. So thank you, Disney. Thank you for giving us Star Wars. So now, I've been going on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and I told you this was going to be a very long episode, okay? I needed it to be, because I needed you to understand what the fuck was going on. Okay? So please, stop. Enough is enough. I've said this 3 times now. Okay? Stop. It's time. It's time to stop. Okay? Disney has done a very good job. Rian Johnson did a very good job. Ron Howard, Gareth Edwards, J.J. Abrams, they've all done excellent jobs. It's you that are poisoning people, and it's time to end it. I'll step down off my soapbox now. This has been Russ for Russ's Movie Corner, and I just want to say that I still have a couple more reviews to get out. And again, I'm still, working on trying to get my homework done and trying to get some other things done. So forgive me if I don't get things out in a timely manner. I'm trying my best. Okay? So, as always, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments what you think of this set of videos. Because I just want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you guys think it's good, if you guys think it's bad, if there's like some things going on there. If you're like, "Well, I think you're stupid," that's fine. Tell me. I don't care. I usually try to answer people within, a day or so of getting the comments or whatever. So, alright. Thank you. And as always, enjoy movies. Okay? That's what they're there for. They're entertainment.